What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be going over the junkyard Dawgs. There's going to be a bunch of different sizes of these. There's a small set, there's a medium set, and there's a large set. So, quick breakdown of it. Very simple to use. You're just going to pull up. That's it to deploy it. And then to retract it, as simple as you take this collar and give it a pull. When you retract it, you want to make sure you keep control of the tip, or else it's going to free fall. And you do not want that, and I'll show you why, because you could hurt your hand very badly. So your set of junkyard Dawgs, as you see it, will come with this handy little bag here. Open the bag up, and it's going to come with the ratchet strap that you're going to use for stabilizing, as well as a variety of different tips, as you can see, that we will go over as well. The tip that we keep on ours, we stow it in our rig with the flat tip on it. This is because the way that our truck is set up, this is the only tip that will get into the compartment, and just like that you'll set up, which we could demonstrate in a second here. So as you can see here, we have this tip on. If you're going to want to release this tip, the pin you just push in and pull out, and if you wanted to put another tip on, you just drop it in, you line the holes up, and it's as simple as just popping the pin right back in. So you got 3 different tips. Again, this one can also go to a frame of a car, maybe different types of rail. The key to stabilization is you don't want to stabilize to a moving part. You don't want to do it to the axle or anything like that that's going to rotate or move. Like I said, anything stable. This is great. If you look at the frame of a car, you're going to see that there's little cutout holes. This tip is perfect to squeeze into one of those holes, and it will catch itself in place. And then this one I had already went over, but this is good for a frame rail as well. It's just a different design than the other one. Alright, so now that we've went over the parts of this, I'm briefly going to show you another awesome feature right here. This is not part of the strut itself. This is actually a picket or a spike that you could take out. That pin is the same one that you take your tip off. So you'll see in your base that you have a little hole. You line this up, and if you need to stabilize more in depth, you could drill this in with a sledgehammer through asphalt or anything you need to get through, and that will hold your strut in place. To stow this, again, you're going to line up the pins and just pop the cap back in. There you go. Alright, now that we've been in depth on the moving components of this, the tips, the base, and how to actually retract and raise this, I'm going to get into the D-ring and how to use when you actually stabilize. So come with me over here. Alright, for video purposes, since I do not have an overturned vehicle, we're going to be using the cutter cage of our brush truck as our frame rail on a vehicle. So what you're going to do, like I said, you have this D-ring on your base. This faces the vehicle. And we'll see that in a moment here when we get into this section of it. You're going to take your tip. For stabilization, you want to be about 45-degree angle, roundabout. So you're going to come up here, line it up. Right now, I think I'm a little too straightforward. I want to get more out. I'm going to kick my base out a little bit, right here like this. So as you can see now, I have my 45-degree angle just about. I'll show you from the side. So as you can see, now that we have our 45-degree angle and our strut is to where we need it to be, we're going to come here, back to our ratchet strap. And again, for video purposes, I don't have much here to work with because I'm using the bumper of our brush truck. Real life scenario, you're going to have many things that you're going to be able to clip into. The key to the ratchet strap is that you do not want to keep yourself in the working zone. You want to be out of the hot zone. Your working end is the end that you want to put to your vehicle, and your non-working end is the end that you're going to want to put to your strut. That way when you're ratcheting, you're going to be further away from the unstabilized vehicle. When you are connecting to your base, you want to make sure that your clip is upwards into the D-ring off of your base. And I'll show you that in a second. So now that we hooked up to our base, you're going to take your working end of your ratchet strap, and our model, it comes with a nice little J-hook, and it also comes with a clip on it for demonstration purposes. Alright, so again, we're going to take our J-hook, and we're going to give it a underhook like this, as you can see, right into our whatever we're trying to stabilize. Before you ratchet, the capacity load of what it could hold might vary depending on your set. You don't get the maximum capacity of a ratchet strap unless you do 3 wraps around the coil prior to ratcheting down. So you want to keep it tight, and you want to have 3 full wraps before you actually ratchet down. So now that I have my 3 full wraps around my coil, it's safe to hook up to whatever I want to stabilize. And now I will begin to actually ratchet what I'm trying to stabilize. So as you can see, not the neatest because of the situation that we're working with where I don't really have actual vehicle. But this is what it's going to look like. This is great. Any overturned motor vehicle accident where we're going to be stabilizing, this is most likely going to be my department's go-to move here. The key to this is you want to be very familiar with the tips that you're using, whatever tips that your kit comes with. You want to be very familiar with how to attach those, the situation that you're going to use all of them in. You want to be very familiar with the proper operation of ratchet straps. I'll be bluntly honest here, before I joined the fire department, is I never touched one in my life. So something as simple as your basic ratchet strap, that could make or break your operation when you're on scene. So that's something that you want to make sure you're practicing and that you're looking at on a daily basis. Your other key component, like I said, is going to be your pike and then the proper operation of the neck of your strut. Now, to break down our operation, you're going to start with your ratchet strap. And I do want to point out before we move on, there is a safety feature built into this with your collar. As you can see right now, if I try to move my collar when my strut has pressure on it, the way that this is designed is you shouldn't be able to move the collar if this is stabilizing or holding a working load. For obvious reasons that if someone does come up to this right now and you're in the middle of trying to stabilize a vehicle, they accidentally slide your collar up. As you can see, this isn't going to free fall. So when you take your strut down, when you're ready to wrap up your scene, you're just going to slightly kick the base out, obviously maintaining control of the strut. So as you can see, now that I have my base kicked out, I have free movement of my strut, and now I could freely bring it down, no issues. So overall, I hope everyone could take something away from this quick tutorial of how to stabilize a vehicle using the junkyard Dawgs. Again, I do want to make it very clear, my department has a size strut that your department might not operate with. So just do your research, look into the manufacturer's website, and double check, like I said, the working load capacity, the ratchet strap capacity that comes with your kit. Check all the different variation of tips that comes with your kit. Although junkyard Dawgs, mostly all of their struts, as long as it's this model, regardless of the size, it will have the same features. So I hope you guys can all take something away from that. If you have any questions, concerns, shoot them in the comments. Feel free to subscribe, and looking forward to giving you guys more content.